So today, I am streaming some Vanguard. People just decided that I'm doing a deck profile for Magnolia. So we have the beautiful sleeves to match and go along with it. I'm not claiming this is the perfect list, but I do like it, so we'll see. So first of all, as you can see from the ride deck, I am in fact playing the controversial ride line. Well, not really controversial, but yeah. So it's not your typical, pure Magnolia ride line. I am playing the Zorga cards. You could also play the Flagberg cards, or you could just play the original Magnolia line. Personally, I'm a simp for Grand Blue, so I like the art. That's not why. But I do really like this ride line. The value from Ranker is really cool. Though if you low roll and you don't have the order, these get like much worse. So it's maybe kind of greedy, but I still think it's really solid. Also, look at that SP. Yeah, of course. Beautiful SP. But yeah, Ranker Chain, insane plussing. Magnolia, also really solid plussing. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I think it's better. I think it's correct. Though the Flagberg, I think low rolls maybe less. Then we have the new Magnolia. The only reason this deck is, in my opinion, relevant. Old Magnolia is fine and all, but this deck went from barely playable to really solid, like tier 1. Because of this card, as well as some other cards we'll get to, but like, it's really good. I don't have a good argument for why you should play this. It's just really good. This deck didn't exist until this card came out. So now we're happy. Stoicheia finally has a good deck. Then I'm running 2 of the old ones still. This might be wrong. Some people don't do it. I just like consistency. And now you have like a few good cards to draw into rather than just 4. But if you're a little bit of a greedy bastard, maybe you don't want to play this. Then you just have these 4 and then you have more room for good pieces. Because this is kind of like, if you have your 4, this kind of sucks. Though it's still fine, it's still just a beater at that point. If you do like the full greed, like if you're already committing to greed with these, and then you were like, fine, I'll go full greed, then you can play these 4 and not the 3. If it's just 1, OCD or whatever will tell me not to do that. So since I don't have 4, I'm not running it in this deck. So then we have Inlet. This card is probably like the best card in Stoicheia right now. Every deck that's able to resolve him plays him. If you've attacked enough, it replaces itself, which is a really insane skill in Overdress, because in Overdress you don't have many self-replacers. Like, I gave this theory before when I topped BRO with Gravidia. I really like the fact that the grade 1 chick replaces itself because you don't have much self-replacement in the format. Then this is the Fox. I don't have it. If I had the Fox, I would play it because the protection is solid, but I don't. So this could be anything you think is good that you don't see in the list yet if you don't own the Fox. Then we have this boy. This boy is intense. If you get wiped, especially if you don't play Fox, right? They all just come back, and that feels really good. You don't want to, like, Magnolia's biggest weakness is its piece reliance, and these just fix that for you. Oh, also one really insane thing about the grade 4 is that you can, when riding up, throw away good stuff. When you place this, you're gonna get something from your soul anyway. And of course, there's also wild intelligence and so forth. But like, this fixes the piece reliance issue together with the Fox. Then we have 2 of the bear. This makes other things bigger, so sometimes you're just very happy to see 1 to make like a trigger you had to call or something. This just fixes numbers. Like, you might have like double inlet or something like that. N picks in the back, and then this, and then you're like, oh, I'm missing 1 more piece. You just call anything, and this will make the anything still hit. Then we have 1 of this. Again, like a greedy one-off. If you want to play more, go ahead. If you want to play less, go ahead. This is a guard restrict. So just like in my Zorga deck profile, if you saw that before, I was playing 1 shark because I really like the random kills it can still provide. And this is like kind of like that. It just is a guard restrict. We have 4 of the Stoicheia PG. The reason these aren't SP is because the SPs are in my Zorga deck. Then we have triple wild intelligence. Again, we're playing the Zorga ride line, so you need to have a number of orders, and this thing is like incredible. Just makes fields out of nowhere. And then we have 2 condensation, a similar story, makes fields. So these are like generically good making fields and will always be good. And so these are the orders I chose to be able to plus like crazy of my Ranker and this guy. 5 is kind of a low number. There's still a chance of missing them, but I don't want to play too many because then you start getting into the same issue as Gravidia where you don't have enough pieces. And this deck, if it doesn't have pieces, it just sucks. Like, Gravidia can get away with like just having 3 lines without boosters, or having like 3 lines, a token, and then no 2 boosters in the back. But this deck can't. If this deck doesn't have a full field, it's not playing the game. So you can't play as many orders as another deck has the luxury to do. Now for trigger lineup, I'm playing Rainbow. I'm not completely convinced that that's correct yet, but that's what I'm doing right now. So the 1 over and then the 4 deer. I don't know, it's very possible that I end up shifting this around. Like if I had a good reason for anything here, I would tell you, but I don't. I'm just still trying this out. It's very possible that I start loving crits and play more. It's very possible that I start loving not draws. I wouldn't play more than 4 draws personally. But yeah, it's possible that these turn into crits or that these turn into crits. We'll see. For now, I'm playing Rainbow. 20k shield is nice. Yeah, the 20k shield is really, really good. But 10k shield is also really good. Like, people are not realizing how much 10k shield means. Like, the entire theory about bringing Gravidia to BRO from WCC was that your lines on turn 2 and 3 force 10k shields. But no one has 10k shields except for a couple decks, so they were forcing 15k shields from turn 2 and then turn 3 onwards and so forth. And that is what makes the deck such an insane tempo play. But because now you have these, which are 10k shields in basically every deck, that rush strategy actually got worse. So like there's a lot of potential rush decks that are no longer as good purely because decks now have 10k shields in them that they didn't have before. So like the 10 comes up a lot. It makes such a difference in numbers. Also, if you need any cards, go to 50cards.shop and use the code Solemn. They have, I think, set 5 pre-orders. Clan Collection is maybe sold out already. I don't know. They'll have literally everything. So yeah, use the code Solemn. That is the Magnolia deck. I hope you found this interesting. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Ciao.